Hey, it's Josh here. I just want to take a quick second before we get started to express our gratitude and appreciation to anyone who's listening, whether you're consuming this by download, whether you're listening on our website or following us on Instagram or TikTok, however that is. We thank you. Doing that lets us know, hey, that there's somebody out there. And as long as we're entertaining one person, then it just makes everything worth it. So on behalf of myself and everyone here at Game Rage, thank you. All right, now enjoy the show. Warning, this podcast is not affiliated or associated with Wasteland Weekend in any way. It is an independent podcast owned and operated by Game Rage Magazine, LLC. The views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the participants and in no way represent the views or speak for Wasteland Weekend or Game Rage Magazine.
In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to evacuate. Protection from radioactive fallout will require taking shelter in an underground area.
Join us as we plunge into madness and descend into the waste. Okay, and going good. All right. So, welcome everyone to the inaugural episode of Into the Waste, a podcast about Wasteland Weekend. And basically, it's with two dudes that are basically just normies and we don't know shit about Wasteland. And it's with my wife. Her Wasteland name is Sparky. That I know about Wasteland. And we're just going to talk about it, and she's going to explain it to us and see where it goes. For those of you that don't know what Wasteland is, we'll get into it. You'll understand. For those of you who do, I guess you'll get some inside scoop. I don't know. Anyways, my name's Josh, and I'm here with Adam, the other normie.
Howdy.
And I'm here with Sparky, who's my wife.
Hi.
And
that doesn't sound very threatening for
well, I mean, it's not supposed to be.
I will tell you that I've had people meet me out there and go, "Hi, I'm Sparky," and they go, "Yes, you are, honey."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's your high energy, right? You know. So if you're listening and you enjoy this, please follow us on the Twitter and the Instagram at Game Rage Magazine.
The Twitter.
And go
it's
to
the X now, isn't it?
www.gameragemagazine.com. On the X, we are at Game Rage Mag because they wouldn't let you have enough letters. But anyways, so now that the cheap plug has been put aside, Sparky, which I guess I'll refer to you as that because that seems appropriate, right, for this type of podcast. So what can you tell us, for those of us who are uninitiated, what the fuck is Wasteland Weekend?
Well, Wasteland Weekend, directly from their website, is a 5-day post-apocalyptic festival.
Okay, so that's fine that we
Webster's Dictionary.
Yeah, we heard the
Webster's
fucking
Dictionary.
the man's version of it. What does it mean? What is it to you specifically?
Oh gosh, where do I start? Okay, so the basics of Wasteland Weekend. It is a 5-day post-apocalyptic festival. It is in Southern California near Edwards Air Force Base or California City, either one. They're basically both closed. It is a private adult-only event, and it's similar. I hate saying this. I'm gonna get canceled for this, but it's similar to Burning Man in the sense that it is a dirt compound that is built from the ground up and then just broken down and leave no trace. And we're building our own city. So Wasteland Weekend has different groups, which you call tribes. And all of these tribes come out into the middle of the desert. And then you set up and we basically cosplay the end of the world. We're cosplaying the apocalypse. We're cosplaying Fallout. We're cosplaying Mad Max. Out there, you're going to have lots of different things. You're going to have a bar. You're going to have a casino where you gamble with bottle caps. You're going to have different tribes that have DJs and nightclubs and different events every night. There's a main stage with burlesque dancers, fire dancers, different musical talents of every genre. It's a big festival.
Okay, now that was a very nice, well thought out answer. But that wasn't really what I was asking you. What I was asking you...
I needed to give people the basics so they have no idea what the fuck Wasteland is.
What I was asking you is, what is it to you?
To me.
To you personally, not... I don't want to definite. I want to know, what does it mean to you? Maybe that's how I should ask the question. What does it mean? What does it mean to you?
Well, I am 20-something days out from my 11th year. So I have gone since 2011. I skipped 1 year.
Okay.
And then obviously 2020, there was no event.
Yeah.
To me, it is a place of total acceptance of regardless of what you look like, who you are, any of that is a place of total acceptance. For me, it is a place to disconnect from the world. It is a place to disconnect from society.
Yeah.
It's a place to be completely immersed in nature because you are roughing it. There's no shade. You're in the middle of the desert. You're living sand and filth and dirt for a week. But it teaches you a lot about yourself. And to me, it's a community. It's a family.
Okay. Did you have any question you wanted to start off with, Adam?
Yeah, is there lore for each tribe? Because I imagine every year, I don't know how many tribes exist, but I imagine each of them have their own lore. So is that created? Is that decided by everybody, like from way back in the day, or is the lore created within the experience of the festival itself?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So the amount of tribes is pretty much endless. I can't really give you a list of tribes. The way that the city works itself is that there's something called theme zone tribes, and then there's open camping. Within theme zone tribes is where I am. Shout out to Forsaken Nation. Woo woo. You are placed, and that means that you have to be very specifically on theme. That means we don't have any unthemed. And when I'm saying themed, I'm saying post-apocalyptic. I can't have my Ford Escape sitting there.
Right.
Everything around me has to be in theme. And the one interesting thing about this festival, too, is everyone's in costume. There are no quote-unquote spectators. Everyone is involved. When it comes to lore, it really depends on the tribe. So a lot of tribes have created wards where they have a group of tribes and they can work together to create their own lore. So there's not one specific lore for the whole event, so to speak, but there are a lot of different lore and games being played throughout the event. And it really is up to you how immersed you want to get into the different lore. But it's very, very specific to whoever creates it and whatever tribe or ward runs with it and how they promote it out to the world.
And is there anything that keeps track of that? Like there's people that create like a Facebook page for...
There's a group. There is a Facebook group. And a lot of the bigger tribes that have a lot of lore themed games will put out a lot of public posts, or you'll even have yellers on the street being like, hey, we're looking for this asshole because he did this. We need your help. Grab your guns and come help us, So there's a lot of barking, as they would say, like out in the streets. So they'll put up signs or, there's not an official mayor, but there's people running for the mayor of the city and they're promoting themselves on social media. They'll promote themselves out in an event. They'll put up posters, Wasteland is really what you want to make of it when it gets to how immersive you want to be into the lore and the fairy tale aspect of it.
Interesting. So then is there a collective place or collective someone who's maybe keeping track of this overall, the lore of the the tribes and stuff, or is it up to every individual tribe?
There should be a Wasteland wiki.
Like that's what I'm saying. Is there like a group? Wouldn't it be kind of cool if there was like a group that would be like the librarians,
like the lore masters?
Right? Like they're like the librarians, where basically they just keep track of everybody's lore, and they just like have a place where you could go and like read the books at the thing. You have your own little thing, right? Wouldn't that be cool as shit?
That would be cool as shit. I believe there is a social media group about it that like people who are deep into the lore can follow each other and can kind of work off of each other's lore.
Communicate about it. That's pretty interesting.
But I think a wiki page would be awesome. That would be really interesting to get like a encyclopedia of lore.
Right, that's what it would be, right?
All right. So I'm kind of curious because you mentioned Burning Man. Mm-hmm. So the people that created this Wasteland weekend, were they inspired directly by this, or was it just something completely different? They're like, we're just going to do something out in the desert. And
I will tell you, the experience that I know are the two of the original creators are a man named Jared and Carl, and they were both just massive Mad Max fans growing up.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of wanted to start a post-apocalyptic festival and move it out from there. Crossover with Burning Man, I will tell you, burners go to Wasteland and Wastelanders go to Burn. It just kind of, they're
Wait,
not,
so burners are called those people who go to Burning Man?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then we're called Wastelanders who go.
Right.
We do have a very, very large group called the Death Guild. Shout out to Death Guild. You guys are rad. Who started off at Burning Man, and they bring the Thunderdome. And now they are bringing it to Wasteland as well. Mm-hmm. And that's where people can fight in the Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leave, just like from the movies. And they go in there and they beat the shit out of each other. But they are suspended from rigs. And they do have padded sticks, so it's obviously not like full-blown warfare, but it's pretty fucking rad.
Oh, that's weak.
So what could you tell me about your tribe?
My tribe is Forsaken Nation. We consider ourselves something called the daytime tribe. So
What is the head count for this tribe?
we're small. We are small in numbers. We're probably about 7. We are open to looking for recruitment, but more in the sense, dun. But we're also very much that tribe that we just want to meet you organically, and we think you're chill, and you think you're going to work out with us, and we're going to do it. We're not going to openly recruit because we don't need to. We're not very large, but we don't want to be. There are quite a few tribes, and mad respect to them, that are 20, 30, 50 people deep. But when you get to that magnitude, I mean, they have a lot of different aspects where they have to have storage. They have to do tribe dues to be able to pay out. Because some people bring out structures that are 2-3 stories tall.
Oh, Jesus.
They really build truly from the ground up. There is an amazing tribe. Shout out to Cowboy and Lady DXC. They have a full-blown saloon that they bring in. And I'm talking, it has ceiling fans. It has saloon doors. It has its own little personal deck that they walk on. It's fucking rad. So a lot of those tribes need to be big and bad and really work, and we like being kind of small. So we consider ourselves something called a day tribe. So a lot of tribes are open at night. They have bars, they have nightclubs, they have nighttime activities. We fuck off at night. So once the sun sets, we close off.
Yeah.
We open from the moment sunrise to sunset. We have lots and lots of barter. So there is no real cash exchange at Wasteland except certain area. So there is something called Barter Town, and those are real life vendors. That's old world cash, and they do have some food vendors there. Every single other thing that is not specifically monitored in Barter Town at Wasteland Weekend is barter only. So
you have to trade, basically.
You trade. It's just like it would be in the old world. Like, if the world really ended, you're not going to, here's my credit card.
Yeah.
So we have tables and tables, and I mean tables of everything from jewelry and trinkets to boots and jackets to helmets to literally everything you can think of between. One of my favorite stories about our tribe, it was early, I think 2019. It was Saturday morning. My tribe was still sleeping. I woke up to clean the camp. I'm hungover as fuck. I don't want to be there cleaning, but I'm the only one up, or there's beer bottles everywhere. I'm cleaning. And we have a guy come in who's desperate. He said, I just got to become a war boy for Morton Joe's tribe. I need help. I have nothing. And I was able to get him boots, pants, a belt, get him completely decked out, ready to be a war boy.
Yeah.
And I shit you not, probably 5-6 hours later, here comes a Morton Joe and his tribe of war boys down the road. And there's that dude, and he fucking witnessed the shit out of me, and it was rad.
That's pretty cool.
So we have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of barter. We also have a very open camp. So we like to say anybody's welcome, because you don't just walk into people's camps. Mm-hmm. You don't know what they're doing when they're open. We're very open. Like I said, from sunrise to sunset.
Yeah.
We have lots and lots of tables and chairs and fans and misters. So you can just have kind of a chill place to eat food, chill out, relax in the shade. And we also have something kind of fucking amazing. This is from my Fallout fans. If anybody on Fallout knows a decontamination arch, one of our tribe mates has built a decontamination arch from the ground up, and it's a real working mister. So you're walking through on a hot day, and I will tell you, security loved us last year because they were dying. And you can walk in, you can cool off, you can get all those rads off of you, which really, you're just cooling down from you're walking into a 180 mister, and then you walk right into a giant fan to get it all off of you, and it just really cools you down.
Yeah.
And we get busy. I will say we get really, really busy.
Do you think that decontamination arch is like your number one driver of
it's honestly, it's a combination between the two. Some people seek us out and go, oh, there's the arch, I've been looking for you.
Yeah.
Or some people find us being like, fuck, I've been looking for something to barter. Bartering is a big thing out there, and I'm not going to say we're the only camp that barters, because that's bullshit. We're not.
Right.
But we just make it one of our main focuses, so to speak. So we have tables and tables and tables and tables and tables of it.
Yeah.
Because once you go into Barter Town, not a lot of people bring real world money. This shit's expensive to go out and do anyway.
Right, yeah.
And sometimes the fun of it is trying to find that one little unique item. Well, I have this cool unique item. I mean, I bartered before for someone give me a Polaroid picture of me in front of my camp, and I just thought it was a cool little piece of memorabilia.
Yeah.
I got you a giant Snoopy Pez dispenser year for a little
That was pretty fucking sweet.
It's one man's trash is another man's treasure, and that's really what we kind of focus on as well. So it's really kind of a 50-50 pool, to be honest with you. It really kind of depends what you need in that moment, because some people even just really like our shade. They're like, fuck, place to sit down, because we're in the city. And open camping goes really, really far. goes really far back. And sometimes people have a trek. So
Yeah.
if they're walking back and they just want to sit down for 5 minutes to an hour and just fucking relax, they have a space to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Burning Man has like 10, I don't know what they're called, pillars, or they got something like the core values of Burning Man.
Right.
Is there core values for Wasteland Weekend, and is there core values for the Forsaken Nation?
Ooh, those are good questions.
Man, Adam coming in with clutch questions.
I wouldn't say there's anything kind of written down like the 10 Commandments type of like Burning Man, but the really, and it sounds so stupid and it sounds stupid, but I'm being genuinely serious. It's don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a
Number
dick.
one.
What a
Seriously,
great rule.
don't be a dick,
man.
You go out there and it's crazy. And I've talked to people about this before. When I first started going to the event, I think my first year there was 300 people there. And I think the highest year we had was a little over 4,000. So the event's massively grown. Now imagine walking into the middle of the desert and there's 4,000 people and a man with a mohawk and shoulder pads comes out to you who's 6'5". It's fucking intimidating as shit.
Yeah.
You're going to meet the nicest people out there. Everyone is just so genuinely nice and kind and will literally and figuratively give you the shirt off of their back. So the biggest thing is just don't be a fucking dick. They don't tolerate racism. They don't tolerate homophobia. They don't tolerate any of that kind of bullshit. The unofficial motto of Wasteland is also safety third. So you're supposed to be safe. We're all fucking idiots and we're not that safe, but that would kind of be the unofficial like commandment is also safety third.
Okay. And oh no, I lost my. No. I hate this. I hate this. It happens so much. All right. Do you have something, Josh?
Yeah, I can go with something. So, for Wasteland Weekend, first of all, I'd just like to say that I do expect a very amazing gift this year for Wasteland
I will
Weekend.
barter my little head off
I
for
expect
you.
something excellent. But for me, I guess I'm a normie in the sense that I don't go to Wasteland Weekend, right? So I'm not a participant. However, I do basically all of the work, but yet receive none of the rewards of actually going to the event.
Reward of happy wife.
because I put everything in, I load it all up, I fucking get that shit ready to go, I drive it out
You
there.
get the reward of happy wife.
And then, I do, you're right, but I don't actually get to go to the event, which I'm going to be honest, like, I don't really know if I want to hang out in the desert for like a week. That
you
just sounds
overheat
like
too quickly.
balls. I'm sorry.
You overheat too quickly.
I'm always hot. I can't, I don't know, I might die.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's the desert, kids. Drink your fucking water.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. It looks fun. It looks like something that maybe I would enjoy. And maybe one day when our spawn is older, maybe I'll go. But
well, when she turns 18, she's coming.
well, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, well, if she wants to, I guess.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
true.
know. What if she doesn't like it? What if she's not into
I'm
it?
forcing her. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
man. So, what is your favorite thing to do at Wasteland Weekend? Like,
Ooh,
what's
good
your
question? So I can tell you there's a couple things that I do every year, and I can give you like a broad sense of what
that's
my
fine.
favorite thing is. My do not miss things every year, and I'm going to plug a couple of camps here.
Yeah, do it.
I go to Uncle Zeke's. I love their nighttime atmosphere. They're fucking rad as shit. But they also have an early morning meditation. And you're partying all night. You're in the middle of the desert. It's hot. It's tiring. You're exhausted.
Yeah.
And to be able to go to a morning meditation and just really center yourself, and it just kind of gets you in that mindset to last the whole weekend,
Yeah.
really is helpful. I will say personally, my favorite night of Wasteland is the Friday night. There is a memorial for the fallen. So what the fallen is anybody who has attended Wasteland Weekend and who is now gone.
Okay.
And there is a ceremony every year at sunset up on the mountains for the fallen. And I unfortunately have two names. There's everybody has a wall panel with their name on it. And I have two names up there. So I like going up there and writing on their walls individually, staying with my respects, and having my moment with my friends that are gone.
Right.
Friday night also is, they call themselves, what is it, the unofficial official band of Wasteland. Their name is Attack. They are fucking amazing. Shout out to Attack. You guys are rad as fuck. I love you. I've never missed your show, and I never will miss your show.
Yeah.
So I see them every single year. But my broad thing that really is my favorite is people watching and meeting people. So in real life, as my husband can attest to, I'm very shy and socially anxious.
Oh, yeah.
There's something for me, because I think that community is just so accepting and so beautiful that I become a whole different person that can talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And I really, truly enjoy. That's one of the reasons we love our camp so much, is people come to us. and we get to meet so many different walks of life. I've met people from Australia, from Ireland, from England, from Germany. I've met able-bodied people. I've met disabled people. I've met people on every spectrum of the LGBTQ. Like, I think it's so fascinating, and I really, truly love meeting everybody. I've made some amazing friends from Wasteland.
Yeah. You have. Oh, go ahead.
Do you remember your question, sir?
Well, I had two, but you might. I don't know if this one's going to be answerable because you kind of spell this community in a positive light. But unless Josh had a follow up thing,
No, go ahead.
All right, because I'm going to ask it anyways.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Do it.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. I know you're painting this thing in a very positive light, but is there any kind of social class or there are tribes? Are there any?
Oh, you mean like any kind of like popularity versus?
Yes.
Yeah. So what's interesting about that, and I'm not going to name this person because they'll kill me, but I have a very, very, very good friend.
Yeah.
Who, what would be what some people call quote unquote wasteland famous, which means that they are very well known out there.
Okay.
They're a very well known, recognizable name. I have a couple of friends that are like that, to be honest with you. And every time I talk to them about that, they get hella pissed. So there's plenty of people out there who are recognized and who are endearing to a lot of people, but the ones that I personally am close with fucking hate that shit. They're just like, I'm a regular person, like fuck off. This is just who I am.
Yeah.
But I think any kind of thing you're going to go to, you're going to have those people who are really, really well liked and really known. Like the friend that I'm speaking about is very extroverted and very gregarious and very out there and very, help me out here, very exciting type personality and a very drawing personality.
Yeah.
So this person just has a lot of people that follow them. But everybody I spoke to who is like that are like, don't ever fucking call me wasteland famous. That will kill you, because I hate having that stigma against them.
So, and amongst like the tribes themselves, there's no like wars or anything.
Oh,
Like-
lore wars, absolutely,
Okay,
100%. Lore wars, yes. As far as like inner politics, I've heard rumblings of certain things before, but there's such a big sense of, and I know it sounds like I'm just fluffing up ass, but I'm being genuinely serious. Like at the end of the day, when you go out there, it's such a family and it's such a community. People tend to put their bullshit aside.
Okay, my next question.
Yes.
What is the difference? And if there is one, I don't know, but that's why I'm asking. But what is the difference between Katie and what is the difference between Sparky, the persona?
Ooh, God, these are damn good questions. You know, I've been married to you, honey, for I've been with you for 10 years, and you've never asked me some of these questions.
I mean,
killing it right now.
That's why I started on a podcast for you. So you're welcome.
So, you know, I'm a lot of different things. I'm a mom. I'm a chorister. I'm a socially anxious plus size woman. I'm a little liberal lefty feminist. I'm all of those things. But for me, when you walk into society, you just never know if you're going to be accepted. And that's always what's caused me a lot of social anxiety and a lot of problems in my life. When I go out there and I become Sparky, and side note for this too, there's big debates about a wasteland name. For all you newbies out there, if you happen to be listening to this, you can fucking name yourself. There's some.
Oh, is that like
literally,
a stigma?
no, this has become this big fucking stigma that all of us veterans over the years have to like squash down. Like, you have to quote unquote earn your name. My first year was in 2011, and I walked up and said, "My name's Sparky, bitch," and I've never changed it since. You don't have to earn your name. You can absolutely have the most amazing, rad, cool, crazy story to earn your name, or you can fucking name yourself. The reason I name myself Sparky is because I go out there with bright red hair and I thought it was funny, like I'm sparking a fire. And I also have a very sparky personality. But when I go out there, and this is why I talked to Joshua about coming home and I feel really refreshed, I have never met someone out there that has made me feel less than. So I'm me. I'm all of those things I am in the real world, but I'm a lot more confident version of myself. I'm that person that's going to walk up and introduce myself. I'm that person who's going to go try and do new scary things. I'm that person that's going to step out of my comfort zone in more ways than one. Physically, it's very tough on you. You're in the middle of the desert. It's hard.
Right.
Mentally, it's tough because you're in the middle of the desert and it's hard.
Yeah.
Socially, it's tough because you're around thousands of other people and it really pushes you in a way. But I feel like it makes you a better person. So the only real difference, I'm me when I'm out there. I'm just a lot more of a confident, sure of myself version of me.
has that spilled into your personal life where like you've taken aspects of the character of Sparky and you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more confident today because this.
You could ask Joshua that. I feel like when I come home, and he can attest to this, I could be complete bullshit, but I feel like at least the first couple of weeks, if not months, when I come home, I'm a lot more strong in who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like wrestling, right? Your wasteland character, it's kind of yourself, but you just dial it up to 11,
right?
And you have,
or she's tapping into a different portion of herself,
yeah,
that confident
normally,
version of myself that's always in there,
and you're just turning it up all the way,
right?
And then it's not sustainable to be that all the time,
right?
But I do notice, you're like that. You're Sparky for a couple, 3 weeks, 4 weeks after.
My insecurities are a lot less when I come home because I feel reset too. And I'm a big nature lover to begin with. I love desert, mountain, lake. It doesn't matter. If I'm outside, I'm happy. So the fact that I get to be out in the middle of the desert, and I'm like every typical millennial, I'm socially anxious and addicted to social media. So I turn off my phone. I turn on my phone a couple times a day to call Joshua and check on our little one and check on him, let him know that I'm alive because he's always scared I'm going to die. I'm not going to die. Fine.
I'd just like to say, I would like to start the Wasteland Husbands Support Group.
Husband support
Man,
group.
No, there are other people out there who say their husbands do not go and they like panic.
It would be nice just to talk to other people that are going through the weird shit, the thoughts that I have when she's gone. I'm just like, oh God, is she dead? Is what happened? Oh man, if I don't hear, I don't know, man. I keep it in check. I try to keep it in check into myself so that I don't ruin her time. But like, it is very nerve wracking.
You never know, dude. Sometimes, like, yeah, sure, you're in a setting where there's other people, and I mean, because you've seen what's happening with the Burning Man thing, where they're stranded out there because it's raining and they can't pull out all the equipment and all the other stuff because it's like, well, the mud's like everything's settling into the mud.
And there's been a death
trapped.
out there, RAP, like someone passed away this year.
Yeah, so that's
which is unfortunately not the first time, but it's still sad regardless.
Yeah. Man, that is not helping me right now.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But and that's the other thing, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are bad apples. There's going to be bad apples. Anytime you get any kind of gathering of anybody, it could be a party with 100 people or it could be a festival with thousands. It doesn't matter. You're going to have bad apples.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've been appreciative within this community is, and I'm sure there's going to be people who can give me examples of this, and I'm not saying this as I'm saying this as a broad sense, not specific sense, that I personally seen people who were bad apples or bad actors be banned, kicked out, and publicly shown that they were this way, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't a hidden agenda, hush, hush, let me sweep this under the rug. It was very much like, hey, family, hey, community, looking out for you. This is something bad that has happened.
This guy's being a Weenie Hut Jr.
So, of course, there's going to be bad apples, but on the other sense of it, too, going out as a female, there's always that sense of insecurity. And I will say, personally, my friends, I go out with my male friends.
Yeah.
Are very, very protective, and I'm never alone or anything like that. But I've also know it to be fact that anytime someone needs help, male, female, or anything in between, regardless of what the situation, I need help putting up this tent, or I'm scared, help me.
Right.
You're going to have a group, they always say, you're going to have a group of 15 people with mohawks and shoulder pads surrounding you to help you out.
Yeah.
So I've never felt that I was in any true danger, because I know with one yell or one ask, I'm taken care of, because we really take care of each other out there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I'm raising, man. I'm not.
I'm just looking at you awkwardly, like, hello.
Go ahead.
All right. So, what are some things that you could advise people on that, not to say they're mistakes, but you've obviously,
I got a lot of can do that.
Yeah, like, I mean, you've been there 11 years, right? So you kind of know the ins and outs. What are some things that people
mistakes made?
Yeah, like take more water or things like that, like lessons learned, I guess you could say.
Okay, absolutely. I can give you like the basic list of newbies, and this doesn't mean to like discard newbies, because I was a newbie and these are mistakes I've made personally. So don't make my mistakes.
Yeah.
Your one is going to be comfortable footwear. Seriously, the ground is soft, the sand is soft. you're going to destroy your feet if your shoes are not comfortable. I used to just get the cute boots from Goodwill and wear them after a day, and the next thing I know, I can barely walk. Don't think about what you look like. Get a pair of comfortable boots, then theme them out to your heart's desire. But footwear is going to be your number one. And I will tell you something, we barter boots every year because people run into that problem because their feet are fucking killing them. 2, you're going to have weather that's going to be over hundreds, or you're going to have weather that drops down to 40s. So when they say be prepared for any weather, you need to come with your skimpiest clothing that you want to wear in the sun, where you're going to die of heat, where it's 120. It's not that hot, but yeah. Or you're going to want to have clothes that are going to keep you warm. You need to have everything from basically snow gear to a bikini. Like, you need to be prepared for all aspects. Sunscreen's going to be a big thing. I smother myself in sunscreen every year and I still get burned, but that sun is brutal and there's no natural shade out there. Any shade you're going to find is going to be man-made.
Yeah.
There are a lot of camps like mine who are open with shade that will help you and protect you, but you're going to want to cover hats. If you have sensitive skin, cover up your skin. You're going to want to take care of your skin. You're going to want to change your socks every night. You do not want trench foot every night. Clean those toes, clean those feet, put on a fresh pair of socks if you wear socks to bed, whatever you need to do. Take care of your feet, because otherwise you're going to have a miserable time.
Yeah.
I can't say the word. You know which word I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I can say it.
I can't. Don't ever say the word that starts with a W and it means breathe. Don't say it because I will kill you. It could get really breezy out there.
That.
We don't say the W word because it jinxes.
Yeah.
But you can get that. We can get breezes up to 60 miles per hour.
Okay.
2019 is a prime example of that. Stake your shit down. And I don't mean go to Walmart and get stakes. I mean, you spend the money. You get lag screws that are 2 feet long and you drill that shit into the ground, because otherwise it will be fine. There are tent races almost every year and everyone will sit and watch your tent and we will help you try to get it and we will get you a shelter, but we will also laugh at you because we place bets on tent races.
Yeah.
Get shit that's going to last. Spend the extra money, stake that shit down, and be prepared for breezes that are very, very intense. And don't say the W word.
What type of an investment do you think that someone should set aside to going to waste, to put into their first, like, if this is their first time, right? What would be, you think, an amount of money that you would set aside to say, okay, cool, this is where you're going to need to spend your money at, and this is what you need to spend it on? Like,
I think that's interesting. I think that's very subjective because it depends on how big you want to go. I'd say if it's your first year or two, don't dive in. This might not be an event for you. You might hate it. You might not love it.
Yeah.
You might go in and you absolutely love it, but you have so much inspiration. There's so many beautiful art cars and installations out there.
Right.
It's a group full of artists. There's so much out there. Your basic costs are going to be your ticket. You're going to have to get a ticket.
That's probably going to be your most expensive.
That's going to be your most expensive. You're going to need a shelter somewhere to sleep at night. And there's plenty of people who sleep in their cars.
Yeah.
You're going to need something to shade you during the day. Do not, and I repeat this until I'm blue in the face, spraying an easy up. It will be shredded. It will die. It will be a tent race, and we will laugh at you. Don't bring an easy up. It doesn't work. Like I said, the comfortable shoes is going to be a thing, and a costume. But costumes, I mean, you're going to go out there and see some of the most beautiful, elaborate, over-the-top, gorgeous costumes. And you're going to see people out there who go to Goodwill and get a pair of cargo pants and a T-shirt and rip it up and add some stains and holes. So costumes really vary on how much you want to go in and how much time and effort you want to put in, but really how much inspiration you have from everything else. So, and then realistically, you want to go out with a little bit of cash. They say usually try to bring about $100. So realistically, I'd say if you get the ticket early, you do everything, you're probably looking at a $750 investment altogether.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the interesting thing about this too, is it is one ticket price, but it is for all 5 days and there are no extra fees. There's not a camping fee. There's not a parking fee. There's no extra fees.
Yeah. Okay.
The cash you bring on site is going to be for food. If you want to buy ice, there is ice sold on site. God, shout out to Dinky. We love you, Dinky.
Yeah.
And or Barter Town if you want to go buy something cool from a craftsman inside.
So I have a question as far as like the organization. I don't know how many people are involved with the wasteland,
Like running the event.
Yeah, running the event. But is there like a committee thing where people can recommend stuff to the the people that run it?
Yeah, so there's various staff members. You know, you have your CEO, you have your COO, you have all of these kind of different things. So if something's wrong, if you're a place tribe and you need to talk to somebody, you have someone to go for there. They have someone on the diversity council. So, you know, women of color or LGBT community have someone to go there. If you're a vendor, you have a certain spirit. Basically, all of the branches of things that you could need.
Yeah.
They have a person that you can talk to that's in charge of that would help you.
Yeah, because I the only thing I would say I think would be interesting, because 5 days is a big commitment for like a ticket.
It is.
And like if you were just trying to get your feet wet, like it'd be cool if they had something where you could choose how many days you want to go.
And I've had people talk about that too, that it's a big commitment. And you know, that is unfortunate that they don't have multi-day ticket. I kind of understand why they don't. Wasteland is still technically a really new event. This is my 11th year, I believe. Wastelanders, don't kill me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the event's 13th year. So it's still technically kind of a baby event. Mm-hmm. But also, too, just the logistics of that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, because it'd be just hard to...
The logistics would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
So my advice for someone... Now, when I first started going to Wasteland, too, it was 3 days. The event itself was 3 days. And then by popular demand, I got down to 4 days. By popular demand, I got on to 5 days. I'm actually out there for 6 days because I have an early access work pass, so I get out there early because I have a big camp to set up. Mm-hmm. But my advice, if it's something you want to do, like I have a girlfriend I've been trying to convince to go with me, get your tickets in the very, very early stages. They're about $250, $275.
Are they priced differently? Like,
so there's tiers. So all the tickets are the exact same thing for all 5 days, but the earlier in the year you buy the ticket, the cheaper they are. So if you buy them, I think in like May or June, I believe is when they first go on sale, they're going to be a lot less. They're going to be a lot cheaper. So they just went up September 1st. I think they went up to like $395. So buy them early and you can come out. Wednesday and Thursday, you're not going to miss a ton. You're going to miss the opening of the gates, which they reenact on Saturday. Friday and Saturday are really the big nights of the event. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are going to be things on Wednesday and Thursday, don't get me wrong, but like the major events are going to be on that Friday and that Saturday. So I would say buy a ticket early, come out just on those days.
Okay. So that would be a recommendation, is just to do it early, do the tickets early.
Do
that
the
way
tickets
to get
early.
them cheaper. All right. Well, I this is off on a tangent, but what is the hygiene situation like there?
The reason I'm laughing, we do have porta potties out there. People can bring an RV. There are RV campers. There is also something I want to point out, that there's something called Silent Death, which is the very tail end of the event, and it specifically lights out, music out by 10 p.m. So if there's people who need to sleep or they can't handle the noise or anything, they can go all the way out there. There's also an RV blockade that you can go out there. Hygiene, it really depends on the person. There are porta potties, and I will say in years past, we've had problems with them getting cleaned properly. That has not been an issue the last 2 years. They've been really on top of that. Mm-hmm. There is something called Piss Rock, and that's going to be in the den. And it's a giant rock that sits in the middle of the desert, and people just pee on it constantly. Men, women, and everything in between. If you have any kind of genitalia, you probably have peed on that rock.
If you pee, you've peed on the rock,
You peed
right?
on that rock.
You urinate, yes.
I had a tribe mate, and he knows who he is, who talked so much shit on this rock, and he's like, "This is stupid, and fuck that rock," and wandered off drunk, and then an hour later came back because like, I peed on the rock.
I mean, honestly, when I go out there, that's the first fucking thing I'm gonna do.
Go pee on the rock.
Is piss on the rock. I mean, that's like a given.
But honestly, hygiene, it's all about taking care of yourself. You're in the desert. It's a party. It's a festival. It's an awesome event. But you need to take care of yourself. You're going to need those baby wipes. You're going to need that lotion. You're going to need that hand sanitizer. There are hand washing stations at the portals, but you need to really take care of yourself and your things. You're also going to have black water. So anybody who's new to camping, black water is anything that is not clean, normal water. If you're brushing your teeth, if you're washing your hands, if you're doing your dishes, that's considered black water. That is now infected water. Do not dump that shit out into the desert. We want to make the desert, we're sharing this home with scorpions and snakes and all sorts of beautiful animals. We're sharing that home. So you're going to want to put that outside and let it evaporate, or put it in a bucket and take care of it at home. Don't dump your black water.
What about showering?
People who have RVs have showers if they choose to.
That was your answer. You're like,
that's it.
yeah, that's it.
I know some camps have set out outside showers before. I will say I baby white bath every morning and night.
Okay, that's fair.
I baby white bath.
I was curious about that because I'm like, there's no real way for you to do that unless
I deodorant and a baby white bath. And shout out to Stinky, you know who you are, because we both reek and would give each other hugs. I love you, Stinky, but
right.
you smell.
What about some of like the etiquette of going like wandering around?
That's God, you have good questions. So you never want to wander into someone's camp unless they show you that you can.
Okay.
You never want to walk behind someone's camp because sometimes, like our camp especially, we have something we call a face. So we have our themed area that we show out to the public. This is for you to come in, enjoy, and hang out. Behind all of that is our personal shit. That's going to be our tents. That's going to be our personal. Fuck off. Don't go back there. So really the rule of thumb is unless someone like tells you to come in or has a sign that says open, just don't go in. Don't be an asshole. Like respect people's
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. I'm telling you, don't be a fucking dick.
A funny story about not being an asshole, real quick, just because it popped in my head. I don't know, it was like several years ago when I went out there. I didn't know.
I was gonna get to this.
I didn't know that.
Let me pause and interject. The unofficial greeting of Wasteland is flipping you off and screaming "fuck you."
Yeah, so like
It's the unofficial official.
You motherfucker!
I didn't know that. So me and Frank we went out there to go like get, because I drive the U-Haul or whatever we're using to get out there. I drive it back, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm
we
too
were
tired to drive
sitting
that
out there
shit.
waiting, and we're like on the side of the road, and there's this dude that's up in front, and he's just standing there, and he just fucking keeps staring at us, and I'm like, what is this guy fucking looking at? And then he looks at me, and I look at him, and I had on like a kind of like a what are those? Not those dune buggy hats. What are those fucking? It's
like a bucket hat.
yeah, kind of like one of those, but it's like the. You know, it was like a military style one, so it looked like something that someone would wear, a boonie hat. There you go.
Okay.
It looks like something somebody wears. So I think he was trying to figure out if I was one of them, and then he looks at me and he goes, and he looks at me and just gives me the finger, just straight, and I was like, I hit Frank and I'm like, hey, this fucking guy just flipped me off. Can you believe this? And he's like looking at me, he's like, oh yeah, and then the guy's just like like smiling, just giving me the finger, and I was like, Frank, and then he pops the other one up. So now he's got two, and he's just like, yeah, like he's like, fuck yeah, and I'm like, Frank, I think this guy wants to fight, and so I'm like, you know what, man, I'm gonna get out of the car, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, like this is fucked up. And so then he starts yelling that, he starts like, oh yeah, fuck you, and so then I get out, and so I flip him off, and I'm like, flipping him back, and then he's like, fuck you, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you, like I'm just fucking yelling at him. We're like, all right, and then he gets in his car and he just leaves, and I was like, the fuck was that? And he's like, I don't know. And so I was telling her about it, and then she said, oh yeah, that guy was just saying hi. And I was like, fuck, what the fuck?
I mean, I was literally talking to my girlfriend today who's not a Wastelander about that. Like, the big motto, obviously, is don't be a dick, but everyone flips each other off and screams, fuck you. So I've had plenty of times where someone's coming into my camp and I'm having a full-blown conversation like, so rad to meet you, have a great day, fuck you very much. And they walk off from you. Or I'm lucky enough to have a mini bike out there and I have one hand on the throttle, my other hand is giving out the middle finger. The way you show love. But also, I call us crouchy veterans. We do have a problem with that because newbies can get a little too excited about that and take it to an extreme level where it's just constantly be nice, have fun, show someone that you care about them, show them that you like them, show them that, you know, they're valuable, and then give them like a nice, like, and fuck you too, you know?
Yeah. All right. So I don't know if I have any other questions besides this, but I've only vaguely heard you mention this, the Wastelanders Ball.
Oh,
Yes.
shit, man. That's where I was going to go next, too.
Wastelanders Ball.
I've been to that.
Joshua has. That was his only
that was-
Wasteland event. It was fucking
man.
rad.
That was fun as shit. I wish they would do that again.
Yeah. What could you
I
tell?
think there's been another year or two of it. It's basically a big Wasteland event. It's not at Wasteland Weekend. So Wasteland Weekend has now a lot of sub events that are not officially sponsored by Wasteland. There is Nuclear Winter. There's Decompression. There's a bunch of like smaller events that Wastelanders go do. This is an actual Wasteland Weekend event, but it is in a club in Los Angeles. I believe it's a 2-story club, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole theme is pretend Mad Max and prom had a baby. So you're going to dress to your nines, and it's really fun. Now, what they do is because they have everyone got so dressed up for this ball, now you have formal Friday at the event. So you go to the bar, and they're going to have champagne for you. They're going to have champagne cocktails. Everyone's wearing prom dresses and suits and tux, but all fucked up like Mad Max style. It's really fun. But it's basically just a couple different rooms, a couple different DJs. They have like a live band here, or a DJ here, different kind of vibes of music.
There's no like There's no Wasty Awards. like
Tasty Award?
Yeah, like, like an award ceremony, but for people that like did good shit or.
Oh, there's a costume contest at the actual event.
Oh, okay.
There's a costume contest. There is a mini bike contest. There is a kilt contest.
They have a film festival too.
They have a film festival.
Remember we talked about it. I want to. I already kind of wrote it out. We need to
what
make
is it specifically for though? Does it have to be like
post-apocalyptic movies?
Okay.
Shorts usually, or just like
they don't.
small
They don't have a
films.
comedy. They don't have a comedy genre. So I was like, oh man, I could win that easily by being the only one.
Could you theoretically make a documentary about Wasteland Weekend for the film festival?
I know that there have been documentaries that have been put out by Wastelanders.
Okay.
If you actually are interested in Wasteland, shout out to Makeshift. He's pretty fucking rad. Go look up on YouTube, We Are Wastelanders, and he puts together little shorts every year talking about different wasteland. But I don't know. I don't really know the logistics too much of the film festival. I will tell you a couple of things. So there is a bar out there that is a free bar. It's an 18 and over event. If you are under 21, they will not serve you. You will have a bright, blaring, different colored wristband, so don't even try. You are asked to donate unopened, liquor or mixers to the bar, but there is a free bar out there. Shout out to the Atomic Cafe. They're red. You have music every single night, burlesque, fire, music every night. There is a car cruise, so there are hundreds and hundreds of cars that go out there that are just so themed and so badass and so rad. They'll do a big car cruise out there. There's a mini bike meetup and contest. There is a kilt contest, I believe. There's a Capri Sun chucking contest. You can do that the fastest. There's the casino where you gamble with bottle caps. The bottle caps have no real currency, but if you get at the end of the weekend, they do have an auction that you can get real world items for bottle caps in an auction setting. There's a bunch of just little subsets, and it's really community-based run. So really what the tribes want to bring out there. The event itself does provide a lot of entertainment, but a lot of your other entertainment's also going to come from like what the tribes bring out themselves.
Man, I wonder if there's any like degenerate gamblers out there that go and they go, oh man,
I lost all my bottle caps.
I'm gonna game the system on the bottle caps. I'm gonna win some good shit.
I mean, there are people who try to. They had one year where people were actually making counterfeit casino bottle caps. They're trying to pass.
That's fucking awesome. So there's like a seedy underbelly of crime in the Wasteland Weekend, man.
They have a jail. It's called the Slammer.
Oh, nice.
They have a sheriff.
So do you what happens when you go into the jail?
You go into the jail.
What do you got to do?
Lock the whole weekend.
You're stuck in there forever.
Permanent.
It's usually used for lore aspects, so sometimes people have to break you out of jail. Mm-hmm. A lot of different fun things.
All right. What's the situation with phones? Because you're technically in a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
So capturing shit kind of breaks the rules.
Technically you can be out there with a phone or a camera. There are professional photographers out there. And another shout out to TK because he's a fucking amazing person. He's a fucking amazing photographer. You will see people out there with cell phones, but I will tell you majority of the people put that shit away.
Okay.
That was one thing my late mother always used to get mad at me about. She goes, you never take any pictures. I'm like, I'm living in the moment. Back off, lady.
Yeah.
Your internet's going to suck if you even get it. And, peak times during the day, you're not going to get service. First thing in the morning and at night, you're going to get service. 1 to 3 in the afternoon, it's going to be spotty. It's 4,000 people trying to connect to the same internet service. It's just not really realistic. But I think that's part of the beauty of the event is log the fuck off.
Yeah.
Be in the moment.
Disconnect,
Yeah.
What are your... I don't have any more questions after this, but what are your fondest memories so far?
Can I tell you my funny ones?
Yeah, you can tell you that works. Yeah.
2012. So in 2011 and 2012, my girlfriends and I went out there and we did the quote unquote wasteland brothel. And we obviously did not offer sex for bottle caps. It was a complete parody, fun, jokey thing. And we stopped doing it because it's the world we live in and people can be stupid. And, the event was getting bigger and it was something we just wanted to move on from. But we did it in 2012. And so there was apparently a guy walking around the event going, I hear there's a brothel. And he was getting really nervous. And he thought we were a real fucking brothel. And we literally had things like doggy style and dome for 2 caps, doggy style for 5 caps, little things like that, right?
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
Right. I'm going to blow you for 2 fucking bottle caps.
Yeah.
So, of course, these things, if you ask us for doggy style, we'll take your fucking bottle caps and we're going to walk you around the event on a dog leash and do doggy style. They're fucked up little things, but we don't know this.
I get it.
So they had a guy walking around the event and he's really nervous. I hear there's a brothel. What do I do? And my camp that I was camping with. Oh, hold on. We have child problems.
Okay, I don't know how to pause it. Ooh. Did we pause it?
Okay, so anyway, we're back. So this guy's walking around the event going, I hear there's brothel, how does it work? And asking multiple people how it works. And, you know, the camp, the large camp we were camping with, or like a small section that can't kind of catches on. I'm like, oh yeah, it's great. You just go up there, they have a menu, you choose what you want to do. And they had warned us this guy was coming, so we were fucking prepared. So he walks up and he goes, can I get dome for the two cows? We're like, yeah, of course. So we have one of the girls like take him by the hand. He's like, are you ready, baby? Are you ready for your dome? Yeah, I'm really nervous. Okay, honey, we're gonna go. She walks him up to the Thunderdome and very loudly goes, here's your dome, bitch.
Oh shit.
Away from him. And everybody around him is laughing hysterically at him. And I was like, I don't even feel bad for you. You thought I was going to give you a fucking blowjob for $2.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for you. And then the other one was last year, really. My neighbor got into some hijinks and they decided to steal a tire off of one of their friend's cars. So he was telling us about it all giddy that morning. He's like, I stole their tire. And the next thing we know, a couple hours later, there's a bunch of people. And when I say guns, they're fake. There are no real weapons at Wasteland. It's all lore. Don't bring fucking real shit.
Yeah.
A bunch of people come with guns and kidnap our neighbor and tie them to their car by their wrist and drag him around the city screaming thief and shame. So our neighbors and I look at each other, we grab our guns and we chase him all around the city while he's being yelled at and saying he's a thief. We're all like, he didn't do it. We're protecting him. And that went on for probably a good 30, 45 minutes of all just scrambling, not knowing what the hell we're doing, but trying to save our friend who just got kidnapped.
Yeah.
But honestly, the best moments, you know, like in real life, are ones I can't really even like put a finger on because they're just moments of making friendships and meeting really fucking cool people. Like I've had a moment every year, you know, the gates light up and they turn on the flamethrowers and the music's pounding and you look around and go, I'm here. Those are my favorite moments. So just, I'm here.
What you want to, so
okay.
Whenever you're
All right.
go.
Yeah, so those were some of my favorite moments. Some kind of fun ones that stuck out to me.
I hope when this plays back that it's not just like you in the middle of a story and you're like, yeah, that's the.
Well, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I had to go up and get the child. I'm sure you heard her crying in the background. We didn't just leave her to just, you know, fend for herself. So
it's been a good 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, I don't know. Did you have any? I was kind of thinking we were getting towards the end.
That was kind of like the wrap. That was the wrap as far as questions I had.
Right. So Sparky, do you have anything that you want to add or want to say?
Drink water.
Okay.
Take your shit down.
Yeah.
Come try it at least once because it really is a life-changing moment.
Right.
Safety third.
Yeah.
And fuck you.
And don't be an asshole.
Don't be a
dick.
Don't be a dick. Yeah, there you go. That was,
Most
don't be a
importantly,
dick.
fuck you.
Yeah.
And if you are my desert family, you're listening to this, I'll see you in like 23 days.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's
see
pretty
you
awesome.
in the dirt, fam.
Okay. What advice do you have for getting there and leaving before we leave?
Ooh, good one. Okay. So if you do not have an early work access pass, you can line up on the Wednesday at 12 a.m. If you line up at 11:59, they will kick you out. You can line up at 12 a.m. They open the gates at 7 a.m. If you get there early because the line is going to suck. It is going to be a couple hours long. They check all your shit. It's going to suck. You don't need an off-road vehicle or anything of that sort. Drive slow. Don't be a dick. You're going to be on dirt roads. Drive slowly. Be careful. And the same thing when you're leaving. It's not a big exodus, as they call it at Burning Man. It's nothing crazy like that. You're going to leave when you're going to leave, but the speed limit is 5 miles per hour. Don't be a dick. Don't go fast. There's going to be people walking around. There's going to be people setting up. There's going to be people on bikes. There's going to be people on motorcycles. There's going to be people driving, walking, all of that. Just be conscientious to everything around you.
Okay, I think that's
and
pretty solid. And
get to the line
advice.
at 12 a.m. because I've done it. I've been there. I've gotten there before. It's fucking fun.
Yeah.
You get to meet people there in line. And try to get some sleep in line, but you get to meet some pretty rad people while you're waiting in line.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Exactly. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Line party.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so
And drink your water.
Drink the water.
Drink all of the water.
There's
The most important thing is to drink the water.
real quickly. There's
Drink the fucking water.
There's a subreddit called Hydro Homies, and it's just dedicated to encouraging people to drink water and stuff. I think Wasteland Weekend should be part of the Hydro Homies subreddit.
Yeah.
Drink your fucking water. It is the goddamn desert. Drink it. Drink it good.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, cool. So I this thing is basically going to just be a very right around Wasteland time. We're going to do a few episodes of this, and then anyone throughout the year, anyone who is either Wasteland famous or regular famous, I'll take that, or wants to become Wasteland famous. Hit us up.
I don't think that's what they want.
I don't know. Well,
Remember, Wasteland famous people don't like to be called Wasteland famous.
new people. I'm talking about the new people. All right.
Well, I know
We're
there's
just
some people
highlighting
out
them.
there for looking to become mayor, become sheriff.
Oh,
if you
see,
want to
yeah.
promote your tribes, if you just even have any questions, you're a newbie and you want a veteran, a grouchy old veteran that'll help walk you through. I'm here for you, boo.
Yeah, but anyways, that's very good. That's very nice of you, Sparky.
Got you,
That's
boo.
very nice. But anyways, if you want to, if you have an interesting Wasteland story or something that you think is something that you want to tell people, shoot us a DM on the Instagram and the what's the other one, the TikTok at a Game Rage Magazine, and we'll set it up. We got Skype. We got all kinds of ways. You don't have to actually be here where we're at. So if you've got an interesting tale that you want to tell, I mean, shit, I'm down to hear it, and I'm sure we'll all have a good time talking about it. So anyways, thanks for listening this far. Again, at Game Rage Magazine, GameRageMagazine.com is where you can get us at. And you'll probably hear the next one soon enough, because we'll keep doing these every week until we get to the event. And then obviously the week of the event, Sparky won't be here. So it would just be me and Adam jerking each other off, I guess. And
I'll tell you all about it. I'll give you a recap.
That's not
when
going to be
I come
interesting.
home.
So then when she
But I
comes
won't
back...
have a voice for like a week after.
Well,
I
yeah,
get
so
home,
a couple weeks after she comes back, look out for the recap episode so she can tell you how it went, what happened, what went wrong, what went great. You know, did anybody get left behind?
Did
I don't
I
know.
become Wasteland famous?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I will become
Is
Wasteland
Sparky
famous.
now Wasteland famous? Who knows? She'll hate it if she is, though. I can tell you that much,
that's
right?
exactly right.
So, anyways, all right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.